Hey everybody, this is Heidi from the blog Hands Occupied with another crochet tutorial for you. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to work an easy repeating lace stitch that's great for spring and summer wear. To work the stitch used in this lacy summer top, you're going to need to start by chaining a multiple of 6 stitches plus 5. Then I've already done one multiple of 6 plus 5, so 11 stitches, and I've worked the first row. To work this first row, you're going to need to single crochet all the way across, starting in the second chain from your hook and working in the back loop only. So you can see here that this is our foundation chain right down here, and you can see how it's opened a little because I worked into just the last loop. Let me pull out one stitch so I can show you what to aim for to work in that back loop. So right here you've got the teardrop shape of that chain. So you're going to put your hook into the loop farthest from you and yarn over to single crochet to finish that foundation row. Next, you are going to chain and turn. In this case, we're going to start with a chain 3 before turning to the other side of our work. Next, we're going to double crochet in the first stitch and every stitch across. And so there should now be one less stitch than your initial chain. So I started with 11 and now I've got 10 on my work. So now we'll double crochet all the way across, and this time we're not working into the back loop. We're just doing a normal double crochet all the way across this row. There's the first one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we're almost there, 9, and 10. There we go. So now you can see the posts of all 10 of those double crochets lined all up across your work. And again, there should be one less than your initial chain. All right, so now for row 3, we're going to chain 1 and turn to get ready to work the row. And now we're going to single crochet for 4 times in these first 4 stitches. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, looking at this swatch that I have of the stitch already, we are right here in our work. So what we're doing is we've done the 4 single crochets, and now we're going to form chain spaces in which to double crochet in the next row. And that's what results in this open, lacy structure of this top, which makes it great for warmer temperatures. All right, so we've done 4 single crochets. Now we'll chain 2, and then we'll skip a couple stitches. So we'll skip the next 2 tops of double crochet stitches, so these 2 here, and those 2 chains will help form that chain space to bridge the gap of those stitches we've missed. Then we're going to single crochet 4 times, and that takes us to the end of our row, like so. Just make sure to pay attention to the pattern if and when you're working more, a larger stitch count, because this row ends by repeating all the way to the end and ending with a single crochet 4. So just keep your eyes peeled for that in the pattern. Next, we're going to chain 3, which means we're getting ready for a row of double crochet stitches. So we'll chain 3 and turn. And next, we will double crochet in the first stitch of our row, easy peasy. Then what we're going to do is chain 1, skip the next 2 stitches, and we're going to be working in that chain space. So now we're going to double crochet into that opening that we created that I pointed out earlier. So we're working a double crochet stitch into that chain space. And if you're familiar with granny squares, this is very similar to the traditional iconic granny square that you see all over the place, because you're working into a chain space like so. Now we're going to work a few more double crochet stitches, 3 more to be exact, for 4 total. So here's 2, 3, and remember we're still working all of these 4 double crochets into the same chain space. There's 3 and 4. So if you lose count, which is an easy thing to do, especially when you're doing a lot of this, you'll just need to look for the posts of your double crochet stitch. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4 double crochet stitches. Next, what we're going to do is chain 2. And if we were working on a larger stitch count, like this swatch here, you would skip 4 spaces, 4 stitches, and then you would work 4 more double crochets into the next chain space. Skip a couple more and end with a double crochet of 2. Since we are working on fewer stitches, we're going to skip right to the end of this row after we've done our chains and double crochet once each in the last 2 stitches of our row to finish. And there's 2. All right, so the very last row that's repeated in this stitch starts with a chain 1. Then we'll turn our work and we will single crochet all the way across this row like normal to get ready for working that lacy repeat again. So instead of showing you a whole bunch of single crochets, let's refer back to this swatch one last time. So you can see here that we started by working in the back loop only of our initial chain with single crochet stitches across. We had 1 less stitch than our initial chain. Then we worked a row of double crochet stitches, and then we worked rows of single crochets and chains forming chain spaces that we then worked double crochets into. And so you can see how right in the middle here, this lacy repeat's been worked twice, and this easy granny square-esque stitch is really meditative to work, and the resulting top you can make with this stitch is perfect for spring and summer. Not only can you use this easy repeating stitch for spring and summer tops, you can also adapt this to be right at home for infinity scarves or wraps. If you have other ideas for what you can do with this stitch, let us know in the comments. And while you're there, if you have any questions, that's the place to ask them. Don't forget to tune in again soon for more crochet videos.